Ready.
I hate this story.
It's mean. Okay, you can tell your account, and then I'll tell my account.
Okay. You care if I'm on my phone while I tell it?
Yes.
You do care? All right.
Yes.
All right. Anna disagrees with me every single time I tell the story because I'm right.
Tells it wrong.
And anyways, where do I begin? There's a bull riding competition. And there I was, saddled up, ready to rock. As I was mounted up, I looked at her and I said, "Hey babe, bet you wish you were this bull right now." Just love ever since. Now you tell your story. Once upon a time, I lived deep in Mexico.
Deep in Mexico.
Yeah, I lived about an hour over the border. And when I had moved back, I posted a picture up on Instagram of Mexico. I clicked on the little hashtag, Mexico, and there I saw a picture of her and her youth group. And I didn't really know it was her at the time. I just saw a picture of a bunch of people. Anyways, it was just a way for me to get followers. I would just go through and like a bunch of pictures and hope that they would like me back. And turns out...
You commented on it, though.
Oh, I might have I commented on it later. Quit interrupting, please. Thank you. Turns out I got my #1 follower out of it, so it was worth it. So
cheesy.
And basically, I liked her picture. She liked my picture because I remember, yes, you went back through and you liked whoever liked your picture. You went and liked my photo. So when I went and saw who liked my photo, I was like, oh, it's this person with this youth group. So I looked at her profile and it said from Southern Oregon. That's the real story. It's the only thing that makes sense. And so when I saw that is from Southern Oregon, I was like, oh shoot, I wonder what church she did her youth, mission trip through. And so I commented at that point and said, hey, what church did you do your trip through? And she said the Presbyterian Church in Jacksonville, Oregon. And I said, oh, okay. I go to Applegate. She said, wow, I've been to Applegate before as well. Quit shaking.
Sorry.
Gosh. She said, I've been to Applegate as well. I was like, well, cool. Let's hook up. She said, not yet. Just kidding. That didn't happen yet. And then, so at that point, conversation is basically over. And at one point when I moved back from Mexico, I said, put on Facebook one day, hey, moving down to Southern California. If you want to hang out, let's hang. She commented, which, little side note, little footnote, we don't know how we became friends on Facebook, but somehow we...
That part you get right.
Yes, that part I'm for sure right. Somehow we were already friends on Facebook. And so, yeah, she commented and said, you're going to have such a hard life, the perfect weather. And I said...
No, I said something like the weather sucks.
Yeah, the weather sucks. Yeah, she's being sarcastic. And I said, well, babe, with you in it, it's going to be a lot better down there. That didn't happen either yet. And so, moved down there. We started talking more, started to get weird. I didn't know if she liked me, so to find out, oh, that's Mike's tail. To find out, oh, there it is still.
Just continue the story.
To find out if she liked me, I decided to do a little test, and it worked. Because I'm brilliant.
What do you mean?
I was texting her one day, and I said, hey, I got a date later on, what should I wear? And she got really quiet. And I was like, why are you so quiet? She's like, oh, nothing.
Well, at this point, we had been texting like every day, all day. So it was like you were dating.
It's like we were dating, but we weren't. So
yeah.
I just wanted her to confess her love for me. So, anyway, so she said, nothing really. She was really quiet, and that's how I knew she liked me. And then that's when I broke it. I was like, I was just kidding. I don't have a date, but do you want to be my date? Do you want to date me? And then she said, yes, for $10. $10 a month, I'll date you. I said, deal. So at that point, dated, But at that,
hadn't met in person yet. We would FaceTime, text, phone calls.
yes,
Yeah.
phone calls. And so at that point, I was like, well, I better meet this girl's family. It's pretty important. She better meet my family. It's also important. So, flew up to Oregon, had a few days off, met her brother, met her dad, met grandma, met everybody.
My mom.
Anyways, I met everybody. And then I took her over to my family's house. She met all of my 12 siblings, and they all loved her. And from that, we've been inseparable ever since.
Sure. Okay, my turn. Number 1, he commented, he did not like, he probably liked the photo, but he also commented on it at the same time. It was a picture of me and a group of people in Mexico, and he commented, "Where is this in Mexico?" So I responded and said, "Oh, this is in Tijuana, Mexico, on a mission trip." He was like, "Oh, cool. I lived in Mexico." Or I think he said, actually, not I lived in Mexico. He said, "I've been in Mexico with a church as well." I said, and you asked me, I'm telling this really badly.
Yeah, you're really bad at this. Now,
Okay.
whose story is more believable?
Let me start over.
Me.
I remember now.
No, you don't.
I remember now. You asked me where it was in Mexico. I said Tijuana. And then I said it was with my church. And you said, "Oh, what church do you go to?" And I said, "What church I went to?" And then you said, "What church you went to?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I've been there."
Wow,
That was
really
the
familiar.
whole thing on Instagram.
No.
That was it.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't like any of his photos. I remember that vividly. I followed you. I did not like any of his photos.
I'm brilliant.
Then, hold on, it's my turn to tell the story. Then,
Tell it right.
we were friends on Facebook, have no idea how that happened. And he had posted on Facebook that he's moving to Southern California. At this time, so we're both from Southern Oregon, both grew up there. I had moved to Northern Oregon, Portland, and so then he was still in Southern Oregon, about to move down to Southern California. So he moved down to Southern California. We continued to talk. Our first phone call conversation was 3 hours long. Told me his entire life, lots of things I got to know about him in our first conversation.
It was a lighthearted combo.
And then I moved back to Southern Oregon, where we grew up, and then he came to visit there. So yeah, he met my parents and my brother and his wife and my grandma, and then I walked in his mom's house and met his 12 siblings, which was very overwhelming but wonderful. And I met his dad and his dad's girlfriend, now wife,
Yeah.
and her son. So I did we met everyone. That was our first time meeting each other, and we met
You
everyone.
met Chris and you met my dad?
You're at...
That's true.
Yeah, so I met them the night I picked you up from the airport.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's when we... Never mind. Made love.
No. I'm going to cut that out because that's stupid to say because it's a lie. And then Clay left and went back to Southern California after he told me he would not move for a girl. Which
true.
I was like, duh, like that'd be stupid to move for me. And then he left, and then he told me he wanted to move because he loved my family.
Not only that.
And he loved...
That's not true. That's not true. I did not love you at that point. What caused me...
He didn't love you at that point.
I didn't say that I loved you at that point.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. No. The real push...
The night I picked you up from the airport, you drove us to that hill overlooking Medford, and you sat down, and you were like, "Are you going to say it? Are you going to say it?"
That's
and I was
true,
like,
I did.
"I love you." And you were like, "I love you too." It's really cheesy.
And here we are, married, arm in arm. Thumbnail.
Almost 3 years married, but 4 years together. How long did we date in person?
6 months. And then dated for 6 months. And then we're engaged for 6 months. Sorry, dated for 6 months, engaged for 6 months, married for almost 3 years.
September, October, November, December.
4 months. I guess, sorry.
Wow, that was really fast. No wonder people were so surprised.
It was 6 months from the time that, like, on the phone we said, like,
Yeah,
we are
from
dating.
the point we decided, yes, we're dating, it was 6 months. In person, like, actually, I guess, dating in person.
4.
Like, we didn't really go out for dates, though. We basically went from talking on the phone
4.
to in a relationship.
4 months.
It was 4 months.
4 months we were together.
Then we were engaged for 6. And then got married.
And now it feels like it's been 10 years.
Yep, definitely feels like 10 years.
Yep.
Marriage is great.
Most of the time.
Yeah. The outro, I guess. We'll just do an outro.
What's the outro?
Please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, blah, 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 blah.
Please
See you next
subscribe,
time.
thumbs up. If you want to see my nipples. Down there. Like.
He doesn't even let me see his nipples. That'd be a good...
It's gonna be a
Give
treat.
it a thumbs up. Next video.
It's gonna be a treat.
Definitely a little treat.